Hello. Yesterday we discussed about scalar form of Coulomb's law. Right. Today we will discuss about vector form of Coulomb's law. Right. Now we already know the equation of the Coulomb's force. Right. We know that F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Right. Yesterday we already proved this equation F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. But here today we will discuss about vector form. Now we all know that the force is the vector quantity. Right. So here we denoted F as vector F. Right. So here if we write vector F, so we have to define the direction of force, and we know that to define the direction we use the unit vector. So here we can write that vector F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square into R cap. Right. So this R cap defines the direction of force. Right. So we know that F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Now to define the vector form, we can write that vector F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square into R cap. Right. Now we know that Coulomb's force is the force between 2 point charges. Right. So here we discuss vector form. So here we define 2 point charges in plane. Right. This is the x-axis and this is y. So here at this point, this is the point charge Q1 and this is the point charge Q2. Right. Now here from origin to point Q1, this is the position vector R1, and from origin to Q2, this is the position vector R2. Right. So you can easily write that here R1 and R2 are the position vectors of point charges Q1 and Q2. Again I repeat, here R1 and R2 are the position vectors of point charge Q1 and Q2. Right. Okay. Now here there are 2 point charge. So here the Q1 applies the force to Q2 and Q2 applies force to Q1. Right. So the force on, or we can say the force acting on Q2 by Q1 is denoted by like this F. The force acting on Q2. So here the force acting on Q2. So we can write that F2 by Q1. So 1. So here F21 is the force acting on Q2 by Q1. Right. So the direction is like this because these are the positive charges which are repel each other. Right. Now the force acting on Q1 by Q2 is denoted by, again see, the force acting on Q1, so F1 by Q2, so 2. Right. So there are 2 forces, F12 and F21. Right. F21 is the force acting on Q2 by Q1 and F12 is the force acting on Q1 by Q2. Right. Now we can write that the first sentence is here R1 and R2 are the position vectors of point charge q1 and q2, right? Now the next point is here the force acting on q1 by q2. So here force acting on q1, so F1 by q2, so 2. So F12 is equals to, we know the formula, F is equals to K q1 q2 upon R square upon R cap. So F12 is K, here two charges, 1, 2. So charge 1 is q1, charge 2 is q2 upon the distance between q1 and q2 is R square 1, 2, right? Because here F12, so the distance is R12. So instead of R square, we have to write R12 square, and direction is R cap 1, 2. Right. Again, the force acting on q2 by q1. So the force acting on q2, so F2 by q1, so 1. So F21 is equals to K, the charges are 2, 1, so q2 q1 upon R square, but here F21, so R21 square, and the direction is R cap 2, 1, right? So again, see, yesterday we already proved that F is equals to K q1 q2 upon R square. So in a vector form, we can write that vector F is equals to K q1 q2 upon R square into R cap. Now from the figure we can say that here R1 and R2 are the position vectors of point charge q1 and q2. Right. Now there are two forces, F12 and F21. So the force acting on q1 by q2, we can write that F12. So F12 is equals to K, here first 1, 2, so q1 q2 upon R square 1, 2 into R12 cap. Then the force acting on q2 by q1, so F21 vector, so K q2 q1 upon R square 21 into R cap 21. Right. Now see here, R square 1, 2, or we can say R square 21, the distance is same, right? And if we do this square, so the answer of this R square 1, 2 and R square 21 is same, because we take magnitude of it. So we can write that here R square 1, 2 is equals to R square 21, right? But see here, this is the direction of F21, so this is the direction of R cap 21, right? And see, this is the direction of F12, so this is the direction of R cap 12. So here the direction of R cap 12 and R cap 21 is opposite, right? So we can write that here R square 12 is equals to R square 21 and R cap 12 is equals to minus R cap 21, right? So now if we want to write the value of vector F21, so F21 is equals to K. Now see, Q2 Q1, so we can also write that Q1 Q2, right? Same, upon R square 21. We know that the value of R square 21 is equals to R square 1, 2. So instead of R square 21, we can write that R square 1, 2, right? Okay. Now see, here R cap 1, 2 and R cap 21 are opposite. So here the value of R cap 21 is, see here, if we take minus to left hand side, so R cap 21 is equals to minus R cap 1, 2. So this is the minus r cap 1 2. So we can write that F21 is equals to minus, see here, minus K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 and R cap 1 2. Right. See, K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 into R cap 1 2. So the value of K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 into R cap 1 2 is F12, right? So this is equation 1. So we can say that from equation number 1 we can write that F21 is equals to minus F12, right? So we know that this is the Newton's third law, right? So this is the vector form of Coulomb's law. Right. Again, see here. Here R1 and R2 are the position vector of the point charge Q1 and Q2. Now the force acting on Q1 by Q2 F12 is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 R cap 1 2. Now the force acting on Q2 by Q1, so F21 is equals to K Q2 Q1 upon R square 21 R cap 21. But here the value of R square 1 2 and R square 21 is same because we take a magnitude. But the direction of R cap 21 and R cap 1 2 is opposite. So we can write that R cap 1 2 is equals to minus R cap 21. So see here we can write that vector F21 is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2. But the value of R cap 21 is minus R cap 1 2. So if we take minus, so F21 is equals to minus K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 into R cap 1 2. But here the value of K Q1 Q2 upon R square 1 2 into R cap 1 2 is F12. So here vector F21 is equals to minus vector F12. So this is the Newton's third law. Right. Now there are some limitations of the Coulomb's law. First limitation is there should be a point charge, right? So in Coulomb's law the point charge is needed must. So limitation number 1, there should be a point charge. Number 2, the point charges are needed at rest. So this is the second limitation. Now the third limitation is the distance between 2 point charges is greater than 10 raised to minus 15 meter. I repeat once again. The distance between 2 point charges is greater than 10 raised to minus 15 meter and less than 10 raised to 18 meter. Again, the third limitation is the distance between 2 point charges is greater than 10 raised to minus 15 meter. 10 raised to minus 15 meter and less than 10 raised to 18 meter. So these are the limitations of the Coulomb's law. Right. Now here in scalar and vector form we know that there are 2 point charges. So the Coulomb force is the force between 2 point charges. So the Coulomb force is also known as 2 body force. I repeat once again, the Coulomb force is always between 2 point charges. So The Coulomb's force is also known as the two-body force, right? So here the Coulomb's force is also known as two-body force, right? So you have to remember this, right? Coulomb's force is also known as two-body force. So this is the vector form of Coulomb's law, right? So these are the very important questions. In last lecture we discussed about scalar form of Coulomb's law. In today's lecture we discuss about the vector form of Coulomb's law. Okay, thank you.